Hello students, in this video let us see the second unit of your fundamental of information technology, that is computer memory and storage. So when we say about the storage, we are all familiar with few of the terminologies, but still let us see one by one what are the things it includes. So in the computer jargon, the following memory units are used. So you know most of you know, but let us go through it. So first, the basic memory unit is the bit. That is, it is 0 or 1. One bit, in either it could be 0 or it could be 1. That is 1 bit. Then nibble, that is not that popular or familiar, but actually a group of 4 bits is called as one nibble. It's not that widely used because we use the next unit as a 1 byte, that is group of 8 bits. So you can say it's a half byte or a nibble. Okay, so 1 byte that includes a group of 8 bits, that is a binary number between 8 zeros and 8 ones. So this is represented by uppercase B, whereas a 1 bit is represented by smaller case b. Okay, next comes the kilobyte. So these terminologies, we know it because we use mainly in the download and upload of the information, right? Even in our phones we use this, so it is a bit familiar. So the basic memory unit than the kilobyte is a byte and the bit that we have. So 1 kilobyte, kilo means you understand it's actually 1000, but in computers we represent all the memory bits in terms of 2 to the power anything. For example, 0 or 1 is nothing but it's a 2 to the power 0, that is 1 bit, like 1 memory unit is used. Whereas 2 to the power 2 is a nibble, that is like 4 bits, and 2 to the power 3 is 8 bits, so it goes so on. Okay, so we are representing it in a power of 2. So that is why we have this kilobyte as 1024 bytes instead of 1000 bytes. Okay, because we are representing things in the binary and not in the decimal. If it was decimal, it could directly be written as 1000, but since it is a bit or the binary representation, we represent it as 1024. Okay, but simply put, see, it is difficult to get 1024 as a while for in understanding of the common people, or maybe the for the generalization purpose, we just say it as 10 to the power 3. What is 10 to the power 3 actually? It is nothing but 1000, that is kilo, right? So that is kilo is represented as 10 to the power 3. And what is mega? After kilobyte comes a megabyte. What is a megabyte? That we all know, it is represented as MB, right? So MB is nothing but, or megabyte is nothing but, it is 10 raised to 6 bytes. Again, it's not exactly 10 raised to 6, but we are rounding it off to 10 raised to 6. Okay, so the next thing is a gigabyte, that is we are all familiar with again, that is GB, right? We know, we are familiar with the short forms actually, but we need to be familiar with the the full forms also. That is gigabyte, that is 10 raised to 9 bytes. Okay, the next is so if you tell the relative, if you are asked to speak about the relative relation between the kilo and the mega, is nothing but what is it? Mega, like 1000 kilobytes makes a 1 megabyte, and whereas 1000 megabytes make 1 gigabyte. So it goes on. Next is 1 terabyte, that is a TB. You might have heard of it again. TB is usually used in the external hard drives, that memory, whatever it is used for storing, we call it as TB, and that is 10 raised to 12. And one more thing, this is not actually mentioned in our textbooks, but nowadays the memory, whatever you are using, it's not being enough. You have phones of memory expanding and expanding. So that is why the next term could be that petabyte, that is 10 raised to 15 bytes. So these are the units that we have used for storing our information in the system. Next, let us see the memory hierarchy, that is what memories are efficient, or what is its cost, or what is its speed. Let us see that. So this is a traditional memory hierarchy is represented through a triangle, and in the top it comes the registers, or simply we can call it as internal processor memory. So internal process memory, as you can see, it is the triangle sharpens at the top. So at this point the cost is higher as well as the speed is higher. So you can say that cost and speed are interrelated. That is, if the cost goes high, it means that speed has to go, otherwise there is no point in having the high cost. Or you can say to speed up the memory, or to have that kind of equipment, the cost will be high. So you can relate it that way. And when the speed and cost also increases, we have the size decreasing. That is, because it is efficient, that is, it's high speed and smaller in size, the cost also increases. You can relate it that way. So that is the register at the top. In the between we have the main memory. Main memory is nothing but for example the RAM and the ROM, and that actually the system is using. The memories that the systems are used, it actually needs to be higher, so that is why it is a main memory in between. And at the lowest level we have a secondary storage. Secondary storage is nothing but a magnetic tape, magnetic disk, or simply your hard disk and all those things. So whatever you are storing it in, for the longer use or in the longer run. And you can see, since it is at the bottom, the size increases. The triangular bottom, the base is increasing, or if it's widening up. So the tool which is using this has a size bigger compared to the rest of the tool. So that is traditional memory hierarchy. So to understand better what parts of the computer come under this, you can see the very memory is divided into several groups that are inside the CPU, or inside the computer. So what happens, you can compare everything here. Say this is speed, size and cost. Okay, so at the top the size is very small, that is it only can contain 512 bytes. Okay, and this part is very expensive. That is actually it's a part of CPU, and it could be like CPU registers, exactly to mention what it is. Okay, so next comes a little smaller, that is 12 MB. It's again very expensive, and the speed is very fast, and even this very small 512 bytes, it's also very fast. This is also very fast, and that includes your cache. You might have heard of cache memory, and we'll be seeing what cache memory is in the we have seen this in the last unit, right? Or we'll be seeing even in the next coming chapters. So, and next is a little bit larger one, that is 8 GB, that is a little faster. There is also speed written it, how fast it is. Okay, so that is 100 nanoseconds, it's 10 nanoseconds and 1 nanosecond, and it's inexpensive, not that costly, it's large. So that could be your RAM. So RAM is your speed memory, but a size is little large compared to the other two, 8 GB. Okay, next comes a very large one, that is 2 TB, that is slow and very inexpensive, it's not that costly. What is it? It's a hard disk, and it's very slow, that is microseconds, or it's milliseconds. Okay, it's milliseconds, and a hard disk, the speed of the hard disk is measured in 10 milliseconds. And next is the very slow, that is offline storage. It could be like tape drivers, etc., and it's least expensive compared to rest of the things in the hierarchy. So this was of the hierarchy. We'll see the types of RAM, ROM in the next coming videos. Thank you.